to the Overly Opinionated Podcast. Rest in peace to fallen kings, queens, and in-betweens.
And free to guys.
Free to guys for sure. If you fuck with this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell so that you know when we're coming out with new content. It's every Wednesday, by the way. Buy a shirt. Buy a motherfucking shirt. We need to address this off top. This was accidental. We did not talk about this. I had no idea what he was wearing.
We really niggas for real. That solidified it.
You my dog.
If nothing
sure.
else did.
You my dog for sure.
Did we just become best friends? Yup. Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
We had no idea what the other was wearing, and this is what happened. By happenstance, for real. Like truly by happenstance. So I promise this was not one of them weird like uniform. Yeah, that is not what happened here at all. But this is
That's fire though. I don't care what nobody say. That shit hard.
It's hard. Today is Columbus Day. And my wife brought up a good point yesterday. It's weird to call it Indigenous Peoples Day.
Why?
Well.
Nah. I'm laughing at what would it be called if it was for us. And that's a little weird. Nah.
Yeah, that's like having Capture a Slave Day and then calling it African American Day.
Yeah. No, that is weird.
How did I don't think it can still be called both. That is not that's not okay.
Is it celebrated though? With shit closed?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. But the fact that it's called Columbus Day,
yeah,
and Indigenous Peoples Day is like one of those has to get killed.
But it sounds like, here, nigga, like you wanted something, here you go.
Yeah. It's like ooh, that does sound crazy.
Nah, I never even thought about that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
My wife brought it up to me. She was like, it's Columbus Day tomorrow and it's Indigenous Peoples Day. And I was like, at the same time? They don't coexist too well.
They hate each other.
I mean,
nah, that's crazy. That definitely is crazy.
I wonder how that happened. Like you can't keep calling it Columbus Day.
Now, Columbus Day was the original, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Niggas did
the original.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? The original is hard to call Columbus the original anything, ain't it?
Do you just stick with who was stronger?
Oh, yeah.
No,
I knew I shouldn't have brought this up to you.
I'm sorry.
I knew I shouldn't have. I knew you were not the one.
I'm sorry.
Hey, but this does bring up a good little tangent here, though. Somebody from a different part of America, someone in a different lane than us.
Reaper.
Yeah. So this dude was talking about how he's got a certain type of gun. Like he was telling me how he's got this thing. I am gun illiterate, so I don't know anything. But he was basically saying how like this is a good gun. He was like, this is how they won the West, and I was like,
no, say that is crazy.
And I want you to know that I genuinely said everything that I'm about to say that I said. I was like, did you say won the West? And he said, yeah. And I was like, that's a cute way to say genocide.
Nah, I don't fuck with
won the West?
No, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, he was proud too.
Yo, this is how them boys won the West. Like, hey, yo, nope.
No,
you say genocide. Weird.
But how did y'all get old guns though? Like, bro,
people love their guns. People love guns. People can't wait to tell you about that gun.
Bro, that is so weird to me.
They can't wait.
That culture is weird, yo. And then they all listen. If you don't believe me, ask them. There's no such thing as too many rounds.
Yeah, no.
Like I know some people with over 10,000 rounds, bro. Just insane. Just
Yep.
You either all in or you out.
Yep. Yeah. We were at a comedy show yesterday, and the dude asked, "Any gun owners in here?" And everyone
Went wow,
bro. And it was like a lack of diversity makes me uncomfortable. I'll say that. Like a lack of diversity makes me very uncomfortable.
I think that's normal though.
And you say so, but no. There are some people that think they're fine with it. There are some people that are fine with it. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that a little later. But a lack of diversity makes me uncomfortable. I like to not go places where there's no flavor. But it makes it even fucking worse when we're in downtown Akron.
No, that's crazy.
And I'm alone.
No, that's crazy.
And I'm looking around like it's 3,000 people in here, and I literally see
No, that's
my
crazy.
dog, my boy. You feel me?
I wouldn't even expect that.
Me neither. Me neither. A Theo Von comedy show is.
Oh, that's who you went to go see?
Yeah,
He sucked too.
yeah.
Oh,
That's disappointing, ain't it?
yeah.
I know. But we get there, and it's like, you know, the people that don't look like us just pouring in and
Yeah.
pouring in. And I'm like, and that's not, you know, unless you go to see a black comedian,
Yeah.
comedy is pretty white. Like, I've been
Yeah.
to a lot of comedy shows, and comedy is pretty white. And I've been to black comedian shows, and like a black comedian show is like a family reunion.
Yeah.
White comedian show, it's like a white family reunion. But they're pouring in, and I'm like, yo, it is surprising how much camo flannel and trucker caps I'm seeing. But like, Theo Von has a fucking mullet, so
Yeah.
of course.
That makes sense.
But dog, all of the content was
No, that's crazy.
like all of it was like, COVID ain't real. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit,
Repub.
oh shit, and it is so uncomfortable to be, bro. I'm in the shit. Like I'm in downtown Akron.
No.
I never expect to be, you know,
Outcast here?
it's 4 out of 3,000 in here, and
No. Diversity makes me uncomfortable. when
lack
it's-
of diversity.
The,
right?
the lack of diversity makes me uncomfortable when there's certain types. So if I was like out of 8 and it was Mexicans, I wouldn't bat an eye. I'm cool. Like I wouldn't be uncomfortable.
Okay,
But the group of people matters to me.
really?
Yeah. And
I don't think so. Not for me.
yeah, and I think that's crazy though. But
Yeah.
like nah, I don't want to sound like one of them, okay?
Well,
Like I don't.
careful then.
But certain people are just welcoming, I should say.
Okay,
And like Hispanics, I get welcome vibes.
really?
Yeah. I really do.
Okay.
Now, like if I was in the, the camo trucker caps, I wouldn't get welcome vibes.
Now that's not always the case, though, right? Would you?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right. There is a gray area,
Yeah.
like for sure.
Yeah.
But it being downtown Akron, that would shock the fuck out of me though.
Bro,
Like-
I was supremely uncomfortable. Like there have been times where I've gone places that I don't know, and I'm like, oh shit, I am not supposed to be here. I'm in Akron. I'm LeBron James is from here.
No, that's crazy because it was probably late too, wasn't
My
it?
man, it was 7:00 p.m.
No, that's wild.
How is there no black people here? How's there no black
Well, I
people
didn't know
around?
Theo Von came,
You know
though.
who Theo Von is.
Yeah.
Like you would go see Theo Von if somebody gave you tickets. Like
Yeah.
How's there no black people here? It was shocking, dog. And that was actually the second time this weekend that I was in an uncomfortably non-diverse crowd.
What was the first one?
I went to a retirement party.
Just like, now, was it diversity or just because of age group?
Bro.
Or you was the only one?
Alone. And I'm not saying the only black person. I was the only non-white person.
Wow. Does that make you want to leave?
Damn. Let me be totally honest with you. It makes me want to make other people uncomfortable too. It makes me want to walk around like I own this joint. And make you as uncomfortable as you have made me. It's completely different if they're welcoming. There has definitely been situations where it's like you're part of the family.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually, I'd say, about half of these instances where I am just a dramatic minority. About half of those instances, I am welcomed with open arms. You wouldn't even know that I was the minority here.
Gotcha.
Because they literally don't treat you
Any different.
Like you belong here. This was not that situation at all.
Yeah.
Me and my wife were sitting at a table of 6.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only ones at the table. We were the only ones at the table the entire time. Now look, that makes sense if all y'all know each other and there's enough room for everybody to fit plus some. That makes sense.
I don't think that makes sense because you can go to like any family reunion or whatever. Like people go speak to you. They go come up, chop it up.
Yep.
Did that even happen?
No.
See, nah.
Wait. It gets worse.
What's
it gets
worse
worse.
than that?
Oh, it gets worse. So no one's sitting with us, right? Which I was somewhat expecting because everyone here knows each other except for I only know the people who are retiring.
Gotcha.
Everyone knows everyone else here. So I'm expecting to be a little outcasty, all right?
Mm-hmm.
People came to our table to ask to collect chairs so they could take them to other tables.
I would have just left.
That's what my wife said. That's what my wife said. She was trying to leave. I was trying to linger.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There was a dude who he came in with his, I'm guessing his wife,
mm-hmm.
and I'm assuming his son. They came in a little later, and seats were pretty well filled up.
Yeah.
There were 6 chairs, and 4 of them were right here. All right. There was a table of people that you could tell that they were most acquainted with. And they stood by them. And don't get me wrong, I'm a lingerer at pretty much any event. Yeah, I'll probably walk around more than I'll sit until I find a spot. Whereas most of the people that I want to talk to are right here, so I'll sit there. So they're standing there for a while, and it doesn't surprise me or bother me at all. I don't think it's weird even. But then they're standing there a little longer. It's time to get this kid some food, so they ask for a chair. They come over, they touch, and they've been there for about a half an hour already. Standing with a child. The woman looks over and sees the chair. She walks over and she's like, and I even told my wife, I was like, it is more likely that someone comes and grabs chairs to take them than it is for them to sit with us. She comes over, she's like, can I steal this chair? And I was like, sure, have at it. She grabs the chair, sits the kid in the chair, and gives the kid like a tablet or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's food. There's food here. So they go get food, right? And old boy stands and eats his food at the table where, their homies are, right?
Why does that feel racist, bro?
Why does that feel so racist?
Like, I don't. Now,
bro, standing and eating.
You only do that if you got bullied in school. But
Darian,
Nah.
standing and eating instead of just coming. Like, he wouldn't even, like, it's not even that he wouldn't sit at the table. I won't even
Come near you.
grab a chair.
No, that feels racist to me, bro.
So his wife comes over and she's like, I'm sorry, can I steal another chair? And I'm like, it's yours. She grabs the chair, turns it around, goes to the other table. She's sitting and eating, and it's like,
No, that's fucked up.
you feel me? It's like, this not like a comforting, this ain't like a welcoming type of situation where it's a lack of diversity. It's literally just.
You regret going?
That is a phenomenal question. No. No, I'd rather no. I'd rather no. And I think there is a part of me that categorizes these people that invited me, who I've only ever known to be good people.
Mm-hmm.
They've only ever welcomed me. Like, I've been to holidays with them and their family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the smaller the group, the more welcoming by far. And I mean, I feel like family at their home. This wasn't at their home.
Yeah.
But what this does, and I actually really do like that this happened, because if they invite me out, no. If they invite me to an event, no.
It changes my opinion of them, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I am the black guy, you know.
Yeah,
I don't want to be the black guy, you know.
Yeah, that's it makes me upset.
Really?
Yeah, that makes me upset.
I mean, I don't like it. I mean, I'm not upset with him or anything, but I don't like it. So I won't be. I won't do that.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I don't want to be invited.
So, would you see them again? Like, are y'all gonna cross paths again recently or no? To talk about this. Like, would they mention it or anything, or you don't think so?
Help me out here. What do we need to talk about?
Now, okay,
what do you want me to say? Get some black friends?
No, I'm not saying you.
Go out in the world,
But-
find some black folks.
If I invited someone who was a minority, and I would, this is about to sound weird, I would keep an eye on them, make sure they're comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
At the bare minimum. And it was like, I would try to include them in things.
Yes.
Like, that's just what I would do.
What do you consider trying to include them in things? Because we sat in the back on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not trying to be front and center. And we were invited to join a table of other people by the people who are putting this thing on, not by like random people. Like, we were invited to a table that was full of people,
Mm-hmm.
and we declined. Like, I don't want to be up front. Was that an attempt to involve us?
No.
Why?
Because I feel like that was just something you do just to
Okay, then give me.
your party. All right. Remember, we're here for this person.
Yep.
They say, if I only sit on one side of the table, no. Mm-mm. Not at all. You went to the other side, chopped her up for an hour or whatever, kept moving around. Like, that's just what you do.
That's
like.
facts. That's
so
facts.
it's like,
I am an exceptionally solid motherfucker, though. Is that what you expect out of anybody? Real talk, though. I mean, and I know how much hubris it sounds like I have, and I do, but I honestly do not expect somebody else to do that.
but it's more of a, like, was this really an invite?
Yes, I can tell you yes for sure. I can tell you yes for sure. The person who was retiring absolutely wanted me to be there for sure.
Yeah, it'll put some thoughts in my head then. Cause like the vibes it gave off, you can see that coming. You know what type of people you invite in here.
No, not true.
Really?
Not true. Not true. Not true.
Wow.
Because your experience never has to be that. Your experience never has anything to do with, like, think about it. If I only know black people,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they are around white people. I don't know any white people.
Yeah, but I don't think they're making it. Okay, I don't think you get the same experience as a white person being the minority at a all black event or whatever,
That's a fact.
as a black person being in the minority at a all white.
That's a fact.
One of these groups are welcoming. A greater chance.
Okay.
I'll
accept
let's
that.
not set it in stone.
Okay, good.
There's a greater chance that one side is more welcoming.
This, I feel like this sounds prescriptive from us
Mm-hmm.
because of our experiences. I just want it to be clear that I have had a multitude of white people say the same thing
Really?
about, no, they're agreeing with you.
Oh, I was. Like,
I've had a
what?
multitude of white people agree with you. A multitude.
Yeah.
Say that they've never had a bad experience going to a black event.
And that says a lot. I think that says a lot right there.
Now, what I can say, so this might go away. All right, I can say that they are simply less uncomfortable when they are the minority. I would like to ask you, what is wrong with only having one type of person at your event?
It's not wrong if it wasn't planned.
Sure.
But if you plan that, I just think that's weird. And I say it's weird because it's like there's good people outside of this box, I should say. And
Sure.
you can't tell me these are the only ones you know fit the same standard.
I think that is the case. Honestly, I think that's the case. Being that I'm half in at all times.
Yeah.
And they just don't know black people, man. They just don't know any black people.
Now,
Where they grew up,
based
they just don't know black people.
Your job, like the paths to cross. Yeah, okay, I give you that. But
and they'll tell me, like, at a couple weddings that I've been to, I've been the only non-white person. And when I bring that up to the homies at work, like people that I fuck with for real, like outside of work, they my dog for real.
Mm-hmm.
Who'll be like, man, I never thought about it, but there were no black people at my wedding either. And I'm like, bro, that is mind blowing to me. Like, how is that even possible? He's just like, I don't really know any black people that I would invite to my wedding.
It's so weird because it wouldn't be shocking if you seen a white person at your family's wedding with it.
No question. You're guaranteed to.
Like it. So,
and that's what I said this to somebody. This was a conversation. I have been wanting to have this conversation with you for a long time, by the way.
I think I know.
Years. There was a situation where I was invited to go to a casino.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea where the casino was. I was just trying to be like an agreeable dude and be like, you know what? I usually am not adventurous whatsoever, like at all. And I've never been to a casino before, but let's go to the casino since you want to go to the casino. They say it's far. And I'm like, groovy, let's go anyway. We went to West Virginia, my boy. We went to West Virginia. Now, I was yet to think about the idea that someone may be taking me to a place that's not diverse, because that doesn't happen to me yet. Like, that's not a thing that's really in my life yet. Like, there aren't, that don't happen to you too often.
Right.
Until you start working where you work now, right?
Uh-huh.
So we get there, And I probably saw 400 people on the way in. This is a big fucking casino. I probably saw 400 people on the way in. I was easily the youngest person, easily the darkest person. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This, I'm not okay with that. And I was telling some people about that, and their reaction was like, yeah, but what's wrong with that? And I'm like, nothing's necessarily wrong. I just don't like it. Like, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't belong. And they were arguing that they would be fine. And I was like, I don't know that. I don't know that you would be fine.
Right.
And they were like, no, I'm pretty sure I would. And then I gave them an example. I was like, if you walk into a place and everyone's bald and you're the only one with hair, are you not going to feel like you stand out? And they were like, I mean, I would still feel like I belong. And that made me think, are minorities the only people who think that they don't belong everywhere? Like, it made me really question, do white people think there's not a place they don't belong?
Now, remember I said I have an answer?
Okay.
So the more I think, like for us, it wouldn't be shocking to see white people at a wedding, any type of event.
Everywhere.
So the answer I came up with is white people are everywhere on all levels of life. Commonly. You got your trailer trash, middle class, upper class. A whole bunch of them each. Black people can't say the same thing.
But there are definitely places that you can go where they would be the minority. And what I'm asking is, are they just, do they believe that they belong everywhere? Like, the woman that I was talking to said, it's sad to me that you feel like you wouldn't belong. And I'm like, there's places that I don't belong. Like, there are places. And she was like, I don't think there's places that I don't belong. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, it probably helps you be comfortable, but I don't know if that's a good thing.
It makes sense because of the amount of how many there is of them. So what, 70%?
That's not, I don't think that even addresses what I'm saying, though. There are places that are just the 30%. There are places that you just aren't.
But seeing them wouldn't be shocking though, like, only because of how many there is. That, like,
I think we can talk about that. I just don't think that at all addresses what I'm pondering here. Like, in a place, which do exist, places where there is only going to be one or two white people, do those one or two white people feel the same as us when we are the one or two black people? And when the answer is no, why? Like, why do you feel like you belong?
you know what I think of when you said that? Like, one or two white people, the Feed the Children commercials. That's what I went to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know how I don't know what to call them, hut people. They got grass skirts and be hungry. Ribs. Bro, I don't know. No, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I even said I don't know what to call them. They got flies landing. Bro, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? What would you call them?
It's over for us, man.
No, I'm sorry, bro.
It's over for us, dog.
No.
Did you say hut people?
Bro. Bro, I'm sorry. Nah, but yeah, like, you know, $1 a day. Them. Like,
I need more than an I'm sorry from you, man.
Bro, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to call them. That's
not it.
Okay, I'll adjust that. I don't want to just say black people because that can be anyone. Like, I didn't want to.
Can you make your fucking point?
Yeah, so the Feed the Children commercials or whatever, I don't even know if they still come on.
No.
They don't?
I don't know. But I don't watch commercials.
They go to these, you know, poor countries.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that could have been. You could have just said that.
And they be not a lot of white people there. And
True.
I don't think they're uncomfortable. I really don't.
Ever since she told me that there's not a place that she doesn't feel like there's a place where she doesn't belong, I have wrestled with that being a toxic way to look at the world. I don't know that it is necessarily a toxic way to look at the world, but fucking imperialism. Like, imperialism and colonialism only happened because you think you belong everywhere. Like, you think you belong every fucking where. Which means if there's a place where there's only people who don't look like you, you're going to go there, and if they don't accept you with open arms,
you
kill as many, yeah, we're going to win the West. We're going to make a Columbus Day. And it's like, ooh, you should probably think there's places where you don't belong.
Yeah. No, that is nasty when you put it like that.
And it's like, damn, bro. Like, I definitely don't want to put that on the modern white people.
Yeah.
But yikes. That feels like a bit of a holdover there.
Now, when you are uncomfortable because you said you don't feel like you belong here, what is the actual
discomfort?
Yeah, like you think something will happen to you, like you're the first target?
If so, that is a small percentage. But I think it would mostly be the fact that I am just dramatically different from everyone here. Like, I don't have those commonalities with the people that are here. Especially, and I don't say that I don't have anything in common with any white people, but I have had conversations. Again, I've worked at my job for 10 years. Most people that I work with are white. And I mean, like you said, we encounter white people. Like, Akron is diverse as shit.
Yeah.
We encounter white people all the time. I simply don't have the same amount of commonalities with white folks. So if I am the only one here, it's just like, I love the analogy you used earlier for this situation. Like, if I was in a room full of Hispanic folk, they can literally speak a different language than me. I am literally the only one in here that don't speak that language.
Yeah.
That is very similar in a room full of white people. They speak a certain language that I don't speak.
That is real too. Yeah. But
like, win the West is something that no one
niggas
who looks like none. None.
That is crazy that
you see what I'm saying? It's just, you know? And I think that the discomfort comes from the fact that, like, me and you may disagree on, let's say, like, I don't know, whether Vienna sausage is food. But we don't disagree, and we are very unlikely to disagree on, you know, human rights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's very unlikely that we disagree about human rights. And I'm not saying that there are no black people who would disagree with me about human rights, but it's just way less common. And we at least agree, like, we don't want to be called blacks.
Yeah.
We at least agree on that. We at least agree on how we want to be treated and how we're going to treat each other. At least. For the most part.
Yeah. And knowing you're surrounded, or okay,
yes,
I don't want to say that.
I do. All right. Okay, you got
thinking you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people who don't give a fuck about your rights.
Yeah,
is an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah,
and
or who think your rights, you having rights, hinders their having rights.
Yeah, that also becomes dangerous, though.
Yeah.
So and I get it. The uncomfortable makes sense, but something is wrong there, though. Like, do you think it's like, is that like natural? I don't know, normal to feel this way though? Like, 'cause
for non-colonizers, yeah.
Now, at my job, I got into a little debate. Like, I really like. I even still feel this way. Like, I have a guard up if I see a stranger and they got a flag outside their house, an American flag. Like,
Yeah.
that shit truly makes me uncomfortable. I'm like not like anti-American or anything, but that really like that puts my guard up.
While I agree, and man, this shows how consistent I am. While I do feel a similar discomfort when I see a flag being so, staunchly represented,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's difficult to hear that from you after your 9/11 take.
Listen, I am not anti-American.
I just discount, and I don't necessarily disagree that you're not anti-American, but I do think that it is. I sincerely discount you saying that you don't like to see that after your 9/11 take. Like, personally, it's just something that I
can even switch it up. Anybody like makes me uncomfortable. If you have signs or even speak about the Second Amendment to bear arms, that shit makes me uncomfortable. If you got a truck, automatically.
If you got a truck,
bro, yes, bro, yes, bro. I swear to God, I was in Port Clinton, bro. This dude,
you were in where?
Port Clinton, by Lake Erie.
Okay, so it's Cleveland. Is it different?
No, there's a difference.
I don't know.
There's a difference.
So no black people.
No black people. I'm talking about American flags painted in the yard. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Oh, bro, this truck was older than me. This was like old ass truck, white, rusted, and he had on the side of his truck, bro, the Second Amendment, like in words with an AR, on the back a flag. And didn't see the guy. I was working next door. And I was like, I guarantee you, this is an old white man with a baseball cap. Like, I'm willing to put anything on it. Never seen a man, was 100% right. Like, that shit makes me uncomfortable, man. You do shit like that, that shit makes me uncomfortable. Completely. There's nothing you can say in that moment to not make me like feel the way I feel. And I want to be wrong about that, but I just can't.
Have you ever?
Kinda. Oh, no. I gotta be honest. No.
Talk to me. How is it? How did it go from kinda to no?
Because I was gonna give a boomer excuse.
Okay.
And I can't. I gotta call it for what it is. Just because you like me don't mean you like my people.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
nah, I have not been wrong. Like them, right? I don't know what you call them. The repubs.
Okay.
Right? They think the same, bro. Like it's a, I don't want to call it a sickness, but it's like it's a common trait among them. Like their thought patterns, like what they believe in, like the shit they say. It's like it's all the same. They may have a few ones they like on the other side, but they still pieces of shit, man. I gotta call it for what it. It's pieces of shit. When it comes down to it, it's a piece of shit. For sure. So I have not been wrong yet.
Wow.
Haven't been wrong yet.
Wow.
So
I can say that I've been wrong.
Really?
Yeah, I can say that I've been wrong. That doesn't come with, zero intolerance. Mm-hmm. I think everyone is intolerant to some degree. Like, you're fucking intolerant. More than people probably know, which is crazy for y'all to hear, I'm sure. But, there have been people that bang for America. They go hard for America.
And
they solid folks.
Now, when you say solid folks, are you saying to you?
To me and others.
That look like you?
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all like work in the same spot or? Okay. See, that matters to me.
Yeah.
Like,
it is surprising that, growing up in inner city Akron, they ended up banging for America like that. It's like, bro, we all poor. Like, I don't know. we all in the same spot. But nah, yeah, they regular solid folks. And I definitely accept that there are good people that think things that I don't think. If I did not accept that, it would be hard for me to be so disappointed by the reactions of religious people when I tell them that I'm an atheist, or it would be hard for me to expect to be accepted in rooms that are majority white, being a black man, if I also exude that same like intolerance. Like, you don't think how I think, so you suck.
Yeah.
I don't go into any, like I've said multiple times now, give them a chance. Give the people that you disagree with, give the people that you have your trepidations about, give them a chance. I try to give as much of a chance as I can to everyone. I don't care. Like, you probably think some shit that I think is bigotry. You probably think some shit that I think is absolutely made up and obviously made up. You probably think some shit that I find appalling.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you a chance to prove to me that people who I think believe something that is appalling are good people still. And for the most part, I end up, they're at least tolerable. Best case scenario is that their beliefs are a lot less their personality than their experiences.
Now, you do know the other ones, though.
Oh my God, okay. Do I ever?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are much harder to overlook. Like, if your beliefs are your personality, that makes it very difficult to navigate a relationship with you.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, most times people tie their beliefs to stuff that I think is difficult to actualize.
What you mean by that?
My beliefs basically have to do with the world that I see, like the experiences that I have. My beliefs usually tie closely to like how I think good goes back into the world via my behaviors and the behaviors of others. So, like, that's what I act on.
Yeah.
My personality is pretty much based on how I interact with the world. And I think some people base their beliefs on like shit that they care about that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with their daily lives.
Yeah.
Like that Second Amendment shit. It's like, okay, when was the last time you needed your gun? Like, when was the last time you actually needed your gun? And if that is your personality, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just that is not your real life.
Yeah.
And when your personality has nothing to do with the life, with the world that you see and you interact with, it makes it very difficult to have a relationship with you.
Yeah.
For me. Just because I deal in such realities. Mm-hmm. Like the world is real as fuck to me all the time. So it's very difficult for me to like connect with you if you are always in a place where you don't actually go.
It's hard for me because I'm kind of like you, but it's more of a like, why does this matter mindset I have. Like, niggas that come to work talk about all this shit that's going on. It was like, bro, why do you care? Like, bro, like, why do you care? Like, you don't know anyone trans. Like, why are you telling me their new update, bro? Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Why do you
know
care
exactly zero people that
like,
fit this bill?
Like, and you care so much. Like, look what they're doing to the country. Bro, why do you care, man? Like, you don't have to interact with these people, bro. But yeah, so I'm more of like, this does not affect me. I don't care, dude. And it's kind of selfish if you don't think about it as a society, I guess. But it's like, because like, if you feel like the society is heading in the wrong direction, I should say, I guess you should care if you care about the future when you're not here or whatever. Like, that makes sense to me. But also, it's like, your beliefs is making you hate, really, because you don't have to deal with these type of people, but you're forming these opinions just based off what you see on the news. Like you don't have encounters with these people. So it's like it's damn near propaganda for real.
Yes. And I think there's propaganda in every direction.
Agreed.
And I also don't mind you forming opinions based on little information. It's just, how much are you going to allow that to steer your life? How much are you going to allow that to be you?
Yeah.
And it's like, I just find it very difficult when you don't interact with the thing, like whatever the topic is, you don't interact with the thing, yet it becomes a larger than small part of your personality. It makes it difficult for me to, like, I almost feel like I almost feel like you don't deal. Damn, this sounds so fucking rude. I'm overly opinionated as fuck. I almost feel like you live in a fantasy world.
Like
I almost feel like you go and play video games in real life. Like your life is a video game.
I actually said that. Like I don't want to say that. I told somebody, you must not have problems at home. So you're just picking up these problems and you just want to deal with them, huh? Like you don't have bills to worry about, huh?
Damn.
And I really believe that shit, man. Like when your life is so together, sometimes niggas just need something to do. Something to talk about. I guess something to talk about to deal with other people or associate with other people. And that is good talking points for some people. It really is.
I almost feel guilty for having this conversation from one side because it feels so, it almost feels masturbatory to speak from the same, like
yeah, agreeing. But
that's all we doing here, man. And we don't even have the other perspective.
Yeah. And it's tough for me because it's like the niggas I know, like outside of work, we could talk about, we got bills that's coming up, light bills and shit. The niggas I work with, it's not the same. It's just not the same. Like I can just legit say it's not the same conversation we'll be having.
I know.
And we're on different levels of life.
I had a conversation today with a dude who said throughout his entire high school career, there were 2 fights at his high school.
That just doesn't seem possible to me.
I know.
That I would have called him a liar.
When I think I was 19 years old, you know, I was surrounded by people who went to school in different cities at least, and 2 people who went to school in different states. We sit in a quad, so it's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them went to, like, 2 of them went to school in like Pittsburgh or Michigan, and then one dude went to school in I don't know where, Ohio. And we were like telling stories from high school and like when you got into some shit in high school. My stories were the only ones that didn't always involve cops and violence. There was violence in all of my stories. There were not violence in all of their stories. It was more like I got caught drinking, got arrested, you know, we got caught at sit-in, sleep-in. I don't know what it's called. And my stories, like, they would all be looking at me afterwards like,
were you in prison?
That is literally what they said to me.
Bro, nah.
This literally sounds like prison.
Now, do you know what's so funny about that? Someone said that to me at my job. Now, can I tell you why? I had to put them onto game that niggas in Akron got to walk through metal detectors.
Yeah.
They thought that was the craziest thing in the world. Like, why does y'all have metal detectors?
We got guns in the school. We got a gun range in the school.
And because, school shootings, that was the topic. Like, I was like, just put metal detectors at your school. They was like, who does that? I was like, huh? What do you mean?
Shocked. You were shocked.
Bro, I was like, wait, that's not the norm? I was like, I couldn't get through school unless I went through a metal detector. Like, how don't y'all have this? Like, if our poor ass city can't afford it, y'all better be able to afford it.
Well, no, we can't afford not to have it.
Yeah, they were shocked. They said that's prison. I was like, yeah, you gotta have clear book bags or mesh.
Now, what I hated is that I felt like that when I was in high school. We started watching Lockup.
Lockup Raw.
Yeah, Lockup Raw was crazy. But we started watching Lockup when I was in high school. And so when something would happen in the prison, basically a CEO would say what happened. The warden would call the person in. He would ask them for their side. And it didn't matter how vehemently they denied doing the thing. Mm-hmm. He would sign the paper and they would go to the hole. Yep. It did not matter. The evidence, that is literally what school was like.
ISS.
And it bothered the fuck out of me seeing that. I'm like, they really run this place. Like, they getting us used to prison. Like, this isn't preparing us for life. This is literally just prison.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about it like that.
Like, it works the exact same. So I had already thought this while I'm in high school. And then when somebody at work is like, man, it sounds like your school was a prison. And I'm like, holy fuck. You see it too.
Yeah.
Especially, like, think about the violence. Like, we normalized the fuck out of violence.
You saying it was normal. We didn't it was just normal. That was our normal day. Like, if niggas talk crazy, you handle it. That's just what you was taught. Somebody hit you in the back. You don't go tell the teacher. Like, that's just...
Yeah, it's normalized.
What I don't get, though, is I don't understand. Knowing how kids are, how is it different at white schools? Like, do kids just let them hit each other? Like,
that's just not something that... Like, violence is not accepted in that community. It just isn't.
And when you say accept it...
That is not... Like, you go home after a fight and it's like, are you okay? Or if someone finds out that somebody was fighting at school, it's like, oh, we have to nip that in the bud. Like, that is unacceptable. It's not like, did you win? Like, what happened? It's not like that. Like, it is normalized for us. Like, violence is the answer. That's how you fix shit for us.
So where does it go different? Because their gun is their answer when it comes to adulthood. So, like, you go from no violence.
When you say they. I mean, you sent me a video today, ain't it? Niggas don't even fight anymore.
Facts. You're right. So we always had the violence. But...
Well, everyone's always had the violence. It's just absolutely cool for us right now. Like, it is absolutely status quo for us right now.
Yeah.
It is something that is not discouraged. It is something that is not... And, bro, I don't know how to fix that because it's in me too. Like, when something happens and I feel wronged or I feel disrespected, my first instinct is, then I should hit you in the fucking face.
Yeah, that problem does need fixed.
And that was another thing that I had on the notes today about, like, manhood and manliness. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like there are so many rules to what, like, manliness is. Mm-hmm. And I don't abide by any of them. Like, I wear pink on the regular. I use cutesy speak on the regular on purpose.
You use what?
Cutesy speak. Like, I say shit like samesies or fingies and shit like that. Like chicky nugs, shit like that. And I don't mind it. And it's so, like, for the most part, I feel confident in my masculinity. Mm-hmm. And I verbalized it for the first time like 3 weeks ago. We were talking about handshakes, and you know them niggas that'll try to break your hand when they shake your hand.
Yeah.
I think that's weird. I think it's weird. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give you a bitch ass handshake. I'm not giving you a limp handshake, but I naturally have sweaty palms, like just at all times. It might have something to do with anxiety or just overactive sweat glands. Either way, I naturally have sweaty palms. I'ma still go for, you know, a firm handshake, but it's niggas that really try to like they'll like put no.
Now-
You can see it in their face. And when we were talking about it, I said, "Who gives a shit about a fucking handshake? Like, I'll beat you up anyway. Like, you can give the hardest handshake ever, I will still beat you up." And like, I feel like I moved my, you know, base of masculinity from like, oh, I give a manly handshake to I commit violence to people. Like, it's like
Now, with the handshakes, I always test the waters. I let you set the tone. And what I mean by that, I let you squeeze first. It's like a instant. Like, I see how hard you squeeze and I just match it. That's it. Like, I don't try to overdo it. I just match what you bringing. That's it.
now my question, and this is what started the conversation when last I was having it. Do you consider someone less manly if they don't squeeze the shit out of you?
Not at all.
Not at all, right?
I don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it.
Like, I don't think about manliness
Whatsoever,
at all.
right?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know where we get our gauges for manliness, because everybody that was in the conversation that I was having in the moment, they said yeah. And I was like, it matters none to me. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But the ability to impose your physical will on someone,
That makes sense.
that makes to me is, okay, that's manliness. Even though that, like, a man could be a man without that.
Now, yeah. Who taught you, like, always greet a man with a firm handshake?
Crazy to say this. Assistant principal in middle school.
So, mine came from school too, though. Like, my mom never took that. Did not matter at all. So, do you think it's possible this is why we feel the way we do?
Absolutely.
Now, the conversation you had with, I'm assuming they had them. And
Yeah.
by them, fathers.
Yeah, I know.
They had them, though, right?
Yes.
And that matters so much in this conversation here.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
2 of them were women.
Wow. That's not crazy, but it's also crazy.
It's a little bit crazy. Like,
What?
that is something that they consider, you know, more manly as well. Yeah. Wow. And they did have fathers.
That shit really
Wow.
matters.
Yeah.
So that matters there, bro.
And the people that you looked up to as a role model for how to be a man could fight. They could fight. No way around it. They was fighters.
I want that to be their title. My role models can fight.
My role models could fight is crazy.
But that's for real. And then what's also tough, like, who I looked to as a man wasn't even a man yet. So it's like I was already skewed already. Like, it was just so.
Wow, that is fucking,
Yeah.
yo, that's deep.
So it's like, this is just what I know. Like, the fucking handshake. No,
True. Wow,
handshakes that didn't matter to us, man.
that is crazy.
Like, handshakes was like business deals back then. Like,
Now, what of manhood and manliness did you develop on your own in, you know, living out here, experiencing?
being able to fix something.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I am not handy at all. But
And
I agree with that.
I don't know why, but for some reason, that has to be it. Because I didn't see that growing up. So, like, being able to do it, I feel like it helped me grow up.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's fire.
yeah, that has to be my answer.
That's fire. That's your whole shit, too.
Yeah.
That's fire. No, that's amazing.
So what's yours?
Confidence in how you carry yourself. Like, how you carry yourself as a man is pretty much like, that is the bulk of manliness to me. Like, if you can be comfortable in any room, that to me is like manliness. Like, even in those situations where I'm like, God, I'm still the one. Like, I am. Damn, how do you say this without sounding like a fucking narcissist?
I am white.
Huh?
I am white. I'm a white person. Being comfortable anywhere.
But no, like, I know how to command a room. Anywhere I go, it don't matter who I'm around. It don't matter if I'm the only one. I know how to command a room, and to me, that's manly as shit, as well as being a provider.
Really?
Like, being a provider and knowing how to command a room. That's
hard. I fuck with that. The commander room is I will link that to manliness too, for sure. For sure. So that make me next. Like, can you be antisocial and manly?
absolutely. But the same way that I just told you, like, I'm not handy. Like, you antisocial and I'm not handy, but I consider you a man for sure. Like, there's so many different categories of what manliness would look like. And that's why it's really subjective at the base of it. And obviously we have things that we don't consider manly. We have things that we do consider manly. And I think that it's important and something that we've already agreed on. I was trying to goad you into saying what was not manly. You remember that?
Yeah.
On a past episode? Just because you knew that I was saying, what would most people say is manly?
Yeah.
But we have already agreed that there just isn't an objective standard for manliness.
Facts.
And I think we accept that well.
Yeah, because I'll say all the time, at least every other day, I got to use the powder room.
Yeah.
Niggas hate that.
Yeah. Bro. I say,
I got to tinkle.
I literally wore, you do be saying that too. I literally wore I think it was like a tri or multicolored all pastel shirt today. And like, that's my bag. That's really how I get out most times. Like, and
some niggas really don't fuck with that.
Yeah, I can't remember what shoes. It must have been the pink Jordan 5s I got. And a dude who he be hunting and shit. He was like, man, those shoes, I like those shoes. And I was like, yeah, man, you should get some. He was like, I'd be staying away from that color. And it's like, bro, I look fucking phenomenal in pink. Like, it would be crazy for me to not wear these pastels. I look great in pastels, dog. Like, that to me don't make me no less manly, right? Because like, I command the room the same way you do.
And it's so funny because like, you can nip that shit in the butt just by doing one thing.
Like what?
Whatever you think is not manly, imagine someone who can beat your ass doing it.
Facts.
And it's like,
how toxic is it that I think that on a regular basis? It's like, someone may think what I'm doing is not manly, but I can probably beat their ass.
But I hate this so much, but that kind of makes it okay.
What you
gonna do about it?
I hate that so fucking much because like, I really don't want to be a violent person.
And then it's like, you can be dead wrong, but not really because you won. Like, so that's why that's really a dangerous game right there. Like,
that's something else. That's something else that this was one of the last times that I ever thought, and I really thought and believed, like, you know how you can have thought, like you have thoughts all day, and sometimes you catch them and save them, and other times you're like, that was a crazy ass thought for me to have. That happened to you, right? Like those intrusive thoughts. You're like, wow, that was a crazy ass thought for me to have. This was probably the last time that I downloaded and saved and completely co-signed a thought that was just disgustingly like toxic masculinity to the max. This dude was telling me how like I don't give a fuck if you beat my ass, like I'll just call the cops and you'll get in trouble. And I was like, you a bitch. Like in my head, I'm like, you a fucking bitch, dog.
No, for real. How is he not?
You a bitch.
How is he not a bitch?
Bro, because man, that's not the way that other people deal with
That's crazy though.
when life comes at them.
That is crazy though. We ain't downplaying.
When life comes at them, they call the cops.
Bro, what?
Life comes at you quick. You better call the popo.
No, that is crazy though.
Yeah, man. And I 100%. As soon as I had the thought, I subscribed to it.
Damn.
And there was no second thought. I subscribed to that thought, and I was like, wow, this nigga's really a bitch.
Like by definition,
He's
he
a
is
bitch.
though. No, we're not saying he's not manly, but he's definitely a bitch though. Like for real, bro. No, that's crazy.
Did you just say by definition he a bitch?
No, for real though. Like, yeah. That's crazy, man. You can be
I don't even care if I get my ass beat.
I can't imagine saying that to another man,
Yeah,
bro. That is
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
How is he not single? Who married them? They lesbians now. I'm sorry, bro. No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We
bro.
have to end here,
I'm
dog.
sorry, bro. That's
You-
crazy though.
That's crazy, right?
That's my new IG caption.
So you think so you subscribe to that thought too?
Well, your thought is the truth though. Like he is a bitch. Bro, like what is okay, now it was mean. What you thought was mean, but that is the truth.
Okay. Look, man, I don't have the ability to disagree with you, but I don't want to agree with you.
Sometimes the truth hurts, but
It
not
does.
for him.
That's
though.
true. That's true, man.
You don't mind.
I remember that shit like it was yesterday.
Bro, no, that is crazy. Did he gloat about it?
It was more, yes. I think he definitely made the point that he was intending to make. I just don't know if he knew fully
No, that's
what
crazy.
that sounded like. But he was saying like, you know, I'm never going to let someone get over on me. Like, I'm always going to get revenge. I don't even care if you beat my ass. Like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. And immediately in my head, like at first I'm like,
Fight back.
no. When he was saying like, I'm always gonna get my revenge, I'm like, that seems a far way to go. You know, like I definitely know people who feel like that, but would also like take it too far.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's tough. That's a tough one for me. And then he was like, I don't even care if you beat my ass. I'm gonna call the cops on you, and then you're just gonna get arrested. And I'm like, you's a baby back bitch.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. No, that's wild. That is wild.
You know what he looked like too, huh?
I feel like I do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you let us know what you think he looked like. Let us know how. Man, is this victim mentality episode?
Kinda.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we definitely spent a good 30 minutes or so on how people make us uncomfortable because they're not friends with black people. But this is real, man.
Facts.
And I am so open to y'all disagreeing, and I really want to hear it. So hit us up at The Overly Opinionated Pod on Instagram, at The OO Pod Boys on X, or The Overly Opinionated Pod at gmail.com. For the geezes. We'll see y'all next Wednesday.